Hi, I'm JP, and I'm excited to present to you a project me and my team have been working on. We're at Project Hack27 today. First of all, let's introduce the team members. We have Ellis, Matt, Katie, Patrick, and Prashant, and together we are Clearly Assumed. Project Association challenged us. We have been asked to create an assumptions register to understand and track assumptions risk over time. One individual gave us this task, and we're going to knock it out of the courts. His name is Andy Murray.
Project plans rely on assumptions about time, costs and resources, but these rarely stay fixed. Internal decisions change and external conditions shift beyond the project's control. When this drift goes unseen, confidence erodes and risks emerge. We aim to continuously monitor assumptions and track internal and external change in order to alleviate this. We need confidence in our plan, and that starts with understanding the assumptions behind it, not just capturing them once. By tracking how they change over time, we want to see when assumptions drift and how they impact delivery, and how internal plans connect real-time data, but most importantly, about an early warning. Our team identified additional personas along with the 3 personas given to us. We'd never met each other before we formed a team of 6. We come from different industries and we discussed the challenge and defined the scope. We whiteboarded everything and engaged with Andy Murray during the morning. And this is the architect that we used for our task.
Welcome to the Assumptionizator. This is the assumptions platform that we have made at the Project Hack27.
We have our assumptions register. This is broken down into external and internal elements. We can filter by project, and then for each project we have information shown here, including AI assessment in relation to assumption risk and also the risk level. Look at the internal ones too. For example, here we have confidence by assumption for all the individual projects, confidence over time, and the details, including average confidence at the top.
Here we can see the assumption relevance timeline, which is grouped by individual projects and uses a color-coded system to indicate the drift.
The deliverability dashboard we can see here is particularly important for portfolio managers and project managers. We can have a high-level overview of one individual project right here, including if it's on track and other individual metrics per project, which is also color-coded and uses the JIC system. We can then go over here to draw down into specific project detail, where we can see, for example, we have 10 high-risk assumptions, confidence and budget history, and also any AI flagged risks here. In this table, we can see 3 classes at the end called AI class, AI risk, AI notes, which will use our local LLM model to generate. It does this by analyzing all individual row and then creating their space on a preconceived prompt we've created. Scroll down, we can see further information, including, for example, the specification of whether a line item is an assumption, a risk, both. In the future, we'll be adding a feature so you can get a link via email to periodically update this or be reminded about it. We have our AI assessment toward the end. We have our current model selected via drop-down where you can choose the model you want to use. We have then internal and external assumptions here. These are currently already being assessed, but I can also reassess all of them however I want to. We have our cost dashboard. This is for the external factors only. So on the landing page, we can immediately see a category overview for metals, energy, financial increments or financial data which could affect it, such as currency exchange and inflation. We scroll down, we can see how, for example, we have our commodities here and the actual price change over the last year, which is then categorized into these risk levels here. We can also set our data to either refresh by clicking this button or have a live data refresh at set intervals. For example, then have our large language model chat, or LLM data chat. This is linked to our local model. Again, we can see here, we can then clear the chat or we can reload the database once it's updated. So for example, I can click executive summary.
If we had more time, we would explore how to take this solution from prototype to production, designing an experience that is accessible, scalable, and easy to use. We would build in early warning and notification capabilities, closely integrated with existing risk and issue management processes. Security would be central, from cybersecurity and access control to clear permissioning, resilient hosting, and load balance performance at scale. We would connect portfolio level assumptions to individual projects, tracking confidence consistently across the organisation, and we would enable assumption modelling for future projects. So teams don't just monitor today's plans, but design stronger ones for what comes next. We hope we assumed clearly. Until next time.
The methods used to ensure data confidentiality include using a local LLM so the data does not leave the local system and only enters via API calls. Streamlit as a platform can also include authentication and systems designed to keep the data secure.
The system uses real-time data source APIs as well as user input, allows assumptions to be updated and edited by the user. We have enabled project portfolio views as well as detailed project-specific views to tailor the app to various personas as described earlier. These include both project managers, portfolio managers, and various others.
Thank you.